What I'm doing here, I'm modifying the TCP drivetrain brakes only controller. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to have it so that I can, or better line it up the same way. I want to have it so I can do push to toggle on any button on one of the four corners, and then this one here, output onto 5 when this is on, start at 5. So before there was only an on-off input, and that lets you override the brakes. So instead of having another controller that was connecting into this, I just make this one longer so that I can have my comp output, and then I just turn the Boolean input into a comp input. I can do all that logic inside here, and that might delete something. I don't think it did. I think it just got longer. Instead of a 2x2, it's now 1x5. So slip moved, brakes, and then we've got parking brake, which is just 4 instrument panels. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a little template wagon, channel 1 and then channel 5. So on the channel 2, channel 3 and channel 4, and those go from here, then we go around the whole thing and back in. And I'm pretty sure everything else is connected. The only other thing is, this is the light extender, this big one. So hopefully I can just use this thing and multiply out my wagons really quickly. But what I want to do with the light box, I don't need all the outputs because I don't have high beams. I want decorative lights, hazard lights, and I'm probably going to use the RGB lights. I think these are the ones that go white and red depending on if it's at the front or the rear of the train. Maybe also work lights, but I definitely won't need headlights or tail lights or high beams. So yeah, I don't need this set of 6, because then I can just bring these down and then go like that. So now I've got a much smaller controller. And so the first one, there is a flat deck wagon somewhere. I've got these ones, these old NSR ones, but NSR is 11 blocks wide, and I'm going to be doing these ones. These are 13 wide. So yeah, I don't know, do I just use this existing design? Because it is pretty good. I think the grey might be different. Yeah, the grey is different. And the only real thing I've got to do is replace the trucks and move the microcontrollers over. What I'll do is I will get a yellow block so I know where my center is. And then I can just delete all these wheels. Now if I just select that, that's the whole truck. This one I can cut and paste, and then I'll have to copy it for another one. And then just find the pivot. And then I think some of these controllers need to stay because some of them will be controlling the container connectors, which I think is probably just, it's only the big one, I think. This thing here is the brake override. So that's how I was doing it before. I had a whole nother controller doing the job of basically what can already be achieved just within the brake controller. Oh, there's a hub here. Why do I have a hub? Do I need a hub? I don't think I need a hub. I've got lights and brakes on here. And then this thing here is, yeah, decouple override, brake override. Because there is no decouple. If you wanted to manually decouple, you can't. You need to hijack these signals here. Oh yeah, so I'm sending decouple into this, and then I'm intercepting my orange signal, and then sending it out. So I can use that. Get rid of that one. I think all of that can go. Name this TCP manual decouple. And then I'm also going to copy this whole thing, because I've got this little controller on the bottom, which is basically just a NOT gate. And that little NOT gate is making it so that if you connect to the top one, it doesn't do any funny misalignment. Yeah, it only tries to connect to the top one. It won't try and connect to the bottom one. That controller will have to move somewhere else. And then these things up here are the brake overrides. Yeah, the bottom one is the one that connects with all the TCP data, and the top one is the one that only connects with an electricity pass-through. So So this on here, front coupler to the bottom, and that's it. I do wonder why I had so many more controllers before. Okay, so I've made a big like blob in the middle where it's all sealed up. I think everything is fine from that because all the electricity would have been connected to the battery before. So it connects all the way around the outside, and then that top one just goes right through to the other connector. It's not stopping anywhere through here. But then this bottom one connects into these equipment slots, which then I'm now connecting into the... Oh, it doesn't come into here though. It goes from this middle one here all the way down. We need to connect the equipment slots to the other equipment slots. There you go, that should be full TCP update. I need to get some RGB lights, and I think I'll have them just facing forwards. Oh, I should move these NOT gates into the thing down the front. I might put these lights so they're like facing down. That way they're not as obnoxious. And then in here we've got decorative lights. I want this thing to light up, which is like a TCP logo that I made. And then I've got hazard and work lights if I need to add them. Now, hazard lights. I don't know if I need any hazard lights on this wagon, but I would like to have them on some wagons. So I think that's going to spawn okay. Right now, the Littlest Train is the only locomotive I've got that has TCP set up correctly. Will it connect? Yes. If I turn on the exterior light, if I just go auto, I think the rear, yeah, the end ones go red because it's the end of the train. And then I should be able to just drive and the brakes should be off. If I turn on decorative lights, all my TCP logos, they're all nicely lit up. Not sure if my brakes are connected because I made it screech. Let's see, do all the brake lights come on? So right now all the brakes on that wagon should be overridden. I shouldn't be able to drive away. Okay. I guess because I'm going through the TCP thing, there might be something weird going on here. So the brakes should be reading, yeah, they're reading at 0. Unless I've just connected it wrong. Maybe it's just not connected correctly. I might even disconnect these into their own smaller microcontrollers because there is delay here. More delay than I would like. So the lights and things are working. 1, 2, 3, 4 and output on 5. X or Y or Z. It is working because it's turning on the light. Because it's an and, not an or. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. So what I might do is push this down here. The thing that I got rid of was a disable, an automatic parking brake disable. May have to add that back on because right now this will be reading like a not. If it's not this and it's not nothing, or and it's nothing, then do the thing, which might be screwing with this. Yeah, because I don't think that's what I was really trying to do. So instead, down here, I'm going to have a switch box, and my toggle is going to control the switch box. When my toggle is on, we will be getting a constant 1. And when it is off, we'll be getting whatever the TCP system is. That one. Whatever TCP says to do. So now, we've got brakes for some reason. Push the button, and we've got brakes. I think I need to... Wait, Is that disconnected? Cool, my decouple works. So 1 is on. Now it's on again. Now it's still on. So that input back here. Could be maybe if it's just a constant on. Because, like, I don't... Yeah, I want my things to roll away. I would rather my things roll because I want to be able to push them. And then make you use this button to stop it instead of some automatic system. I think it's maybe still connected to something else, which means I should be able to convert this back to a 5, get rid of this disable parking brake. Or, because this is going to be like a, I'll leave it here, because I want this to be a template that I can just keep cutting and pasting. So if I leave it like this, then at least I know that we can send a separate signal, and if there's some other system that needs to control that. And I think it's just the brake signal. Yeah, brakes is only going to here, so I don't know what it's doing over here. These back wheels. So I should be able to push it. 0 brakes. 0 brakes. 0 and 0. Good. Good, good, good. And then I push this. Everything's got 1 brakes. The next thing is, there's that real long controller. This one? This one that's got no name? Yeah, this needs to be changed. I'm not using microcontrollers in the middle, which is interesting. I might convert it, because they do look a bit better. And, I mean, I'm updating this, so we can do that. So instead of coming out to like a billion things here, I'm just going to make it 1 connector set. Connector panel. Connector set. Yeah, that's way simpler. So it's just 1, 2, and 3. And then I will use this controller to be my 7 long controllers. Ho 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 ho. That's not right. Oh, it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. There you go. Got that. Oh. And then I'll get the last one here and remove all the logic. And it's shrunk, which is fine. Ta-da! I think that's done. That is done. The lights work, the decouple works, and the brakes work. There's like nothing else. Oh, the thing I do need to change though is these. Yeah, I need to just change and reconnect everything. Let's just test that. If I press... No. No. Yeah, that one works. Why doesn't this one work? All these lights should be on, except this one. Out. I bet it's, yeah, it's connected into the connector instead of the instrument panel. Ta-da! Very nice. Very nice. So now I can get rid of the Littlest Train. And now we need to get this one. This is basically the same. Actually, it is the same, isn't it? It's identical, almost. It's just got these big wall things at the end, which have a little rope in them. And that was the only difference for this one. Oh, it's got a little warning symbol as well. What else? It looks like it's got rope anchors on it, which probably should be winches. What they need is like a manual way to tighten ropes. If I put winches on here instead, where the ropes are. So I think they're pretty much just around the instrument panels, just where it's kind of fat, I think. Should be able to just slice all of this. This one's pretty easy. Winch panel, channel 1, channel 2, winch in, winch out. But I need 4 of these, and that is technically 6. So what I could do is double this up. Did I change the channels? I did not. Did I? I did, 1 and 2. Great. So this is TCP flat deck. Well, it's not really a flat deck, is it? I don't know what you call the things at the end. Okay, time to test. Oh, it's over there. Way further away than I thought. Okay, we better turn on all these. Does? Oh no. So the reason I have this kind of gap at the end is because of my containers. Because you can open the doors on mine. Alright, it's just that one. This one here, I don't know. I can push it, maybe. Don't go crazy. Yes! Here is the train. All pulled by this real little thing. Give it some juice. We're moving. We are moving 4 kilometers. And all the lights should be on, all these decorative lights, so that's good. It means the signal is going through the whole way, and especially because these rear lights are on, it knows that this is the end of the train. And if we have a look in here as well with decouple, we can see this funny curved one that signifies that the littlest train is master, and then this dash is between 1 and 2, and then we should have, so 1 is us, 2 is the next wagon, and 3 and 4, and we do have 1, 2, and 3, or 2, 3, and 4, so it's all working. We're just not very strong. We're going to do 37 kilometers. I wonder if I put it in reverse. I kind of would have expected the lights on the front to go red, and then the lights at the very back to go white, because that's like now the front of the train. It might be because we're still moving forwards. And so if I now, let's say, stop the train, I go, yeah, in between 3 and 4, hold decouple. Yeah, it ditched 4. 4 is gone. It's probably reconnected. Yeah, took so long. So if I go forwards and then hold decouple, no more 4, and oh, we're still on. No, what? Why am I not moving? Just a very heavy train for this little locomotive. And then we can go in between. Let's decouple from 1 to 2. And now my light came on because I'm now the end of the train. And I've lost all my wagons. That's the kind of the power of TCP, right? Like if you have the setup, if you have the microcontrollers already configured, which I'm pretty sure that they're going to supply when TCP comes out, you'll be able to just get a like a base wagon or a base train or something that has all the controllers you would need. And then this, we've already tested with this locomotive, you can just connect it to any other TCP locomotive and it just adds power to the rest of the drivetrain. So it's just like, it's just really modular, really flexible, and you can just keep chucking TCP vehicles at each other and they'll all just connect and they'll just form a train. It's really quite straightforward. If you just get a preset and build out from it, and you're basically good to go straight away. Now, what happened to that steam train, this thing? Does this still work? Because I would really like to get this working with TCP as well. Ignition? Wow. Wow, that's noisy. I wonder if I can replace a lot of the pumps in this with impellers. There's a lot of pumps going on. Oh wow, this is quick. Whoa. Wait a minute. Oof. Yeah, this thing doesn't have any kind of TCP connected. I did start putting it in. That's why I have this panel over here that's got request master and stuff on it, because that's kind of the only thing you need from TCP. I think I was going to use this display up here as the TCP monitor, but Sharp Spoonful modified some of the TCP displays, and I'm thinking I should be able to get one that's just got decouple on it, and then I can have all the other instruments I need on this little panel. So you only have to look up here to decouple things, because I don't really need too much of the other stuff. Maybe the lighting, but I think they could be on instrument panels as well. Remember if this thing was electric or just direct drive. Oh yeah, it's got electric motors. 2 electric motors. That's way too much. And 2 generators. Also, it's using my older style of bogie, but it's extended. So I wonder if I need to take the train truck V4. So it's the slightly longer version I was working on. And somehow get a 3rd wheel for this. I don't need the pivot on this one. Yeah, this will be interesting. Basically, like, it's kind of like I just need the whole thing again. Get rid of that. At least the pipes kind of line up. Do they? No. Oh no. That middle one's a real pain. Like, how would you get a 2 in here? You'd have to use a stretched 1x1, which then will overlap into this grey bit. Or I just do 1x1s and then I have a funny like wedge shape. This top bit also needs to change because the belt, I don't know if the belt actually needs to be up there, but you drop it down to the 3, or I think it's a battle cannon. Shortening this isn't really an issue. Wait, is that even the right length? It is. Also, the wheels are white. I'm not sure how to paint those. Oh yeah, these ones are different because I do actually need to connect the drivetrain to something. And the way it gets piped through is real crazy because it's like an override clutch so that it can be totally disabled. The wheels can be totally disconnected in case of an emergency, which I think is what this switch was doing. But because there's motors in here as well, yeah, I got rid of the support thing that I'm using with these friction pads. That's gone. Realistically, if I can just figure out how to get this wedge looking nice, then I can just cut off this side piece and push it up, and then put in an equipment storage in each of those, and you'll never know because it's such a tight enclosed space. I think the only other difference is maybe this here. There's like a temperature thing connected into here instead of, yeah, the rope is up higher and then the temperature is in here. It's good to keep these rope anchors in here because you need to tow something. They should make a part just for this where it's like 2 1x2 wedges that intersect, so it's actually 3 blocks long, but it just has this little thing in it. What I can do is I can make these 1x1s, and then it's not quite right. It's not quite the same. But if I use the door piece that's got the thing sticking out, I mean, it's similar. It's very similar. Would you notice? And then I can put a pipe in the middle that goes the whole way along. I mean, you really can tell though, can't you, when it comes down to this bit? I think I'll do that. If I just cut off all of that, leave all the wheels connected, and then I think it is very different, isn't it? The main thing is where the motors and the generators are, and like, I want to get the belt put on there as well because I think they look really nice. I just have to be very mindful about all these pipes. I think this controller here, yeah, that's just not super working right now, that clutch. So let's cut everything except the pipes and the motors. Yeah, so the way it works, the wheel power comes from the motors through this clutch down into there, and then into there, around the generator and into there. the generators come up and then they connect into the steam system. I don't think the Littlest Train is going to be able to pull the mining vehicle, so that's why I started working on this, because this will be able to pull the mining vehicle. I should be able to cut this and drop it directly on it. I'll need to do it the other way so that the pipes overwrite. So the pipes, motors, generators all overwrite whatever's going on up there. It's not bad, it's not going to delete too much. The shroud kind of thing that I had on it is so different from the other one. I don't think I really need this big square thing. I probably can put some of the friction pad back in, which I definitely prefer. It looks heaps cooler. Maybe only one of them though, like right in the middle. Get rid of this rocket, because the friction pad's the piece that's stretched. I wonder if I can even attach. That's the problem. Can't attach anything to the friction pad. You'll probably never even look in here to see how any of that is connected. If it's connected at all, you know. So let's get rid of this. Done. New wheels. Very slight difference, but now they're more in line with the same style that I'm using for everything else. Hopefully when TCP comes out, I should have a big range of trains, locomotives and wagons and things that all look in the same style and can all go together. And I want to keep these 2 electric pumps here, but I think all these other pumps can be replaced. What is it? It's like, man, it doesn't look like it's painted very well, eh? Like, what's all this? Why is it all white? Why is this like that? Yeah, I mean, I think I've had enough for today. So what I'll do when I get chances, cut those, it'll be these 4 pumps, which should actually make the piping a lot better, because it looks like it's doing a lot of stupid looping around back on itself kind of stuff. And then I'll just clean this up a little bit. I do want to make a bigger version of this as well. So this could be considered like the shunter of this range of locomotives. And then have a much bigger one with bigger steam wheels, or maybe some fake steam wheels that move a lot slower, because I don't like that when you're looking at normal steam wheels, they're going so fast and they just don't look like anything anymore. And then I need to add another connector. Well, do I? That bottom one's only for electrical pass-through, which I don't think I really care about that much. So yeah, this isn't I'm not doing classic career per se right now, but this is going to be used in classic career. So let me know what you think about these locomotives. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.